Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry with Invest and Build Your Credit and Wealth. Today, we have a very exciting class. We're going to be talking about medical debt. We're going to be talking about HIPAA. We're going to be talking about medical debt. We're going to break it down from the start to the finish, A to Z. So it's a lot of information. So if you have some medical debt, this is not the video you want to skip through, because there's going to be information by you skipping that you may need, or maybe something that you can refer back to get this medical debt removed off your credit report. You know the deal. On this channel, we dig deep. I may not always put out videos every day, because I really do like doing my homework before I bring you these videos, especially when it's dealing with trying to improve our credit. Right? We have to get the whole pie. Right? We just can't get half and not add the other half, because the other half may pertain to you. So I like bringing y'all the whole thing, man. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all my new subscribers. Thank you. New subscribers, this channel is about bringing you real information, real deal information. I keep it real with you. I'm accessible. You got a question, email me. I'm going to get back to you. You know what I mean? If there's some strategy or something that you're doing that you ask me, I'm going to get back to you. Hey, I'm passionate about this. I truly believe that how we handle our financial situation will help us exponentially grow financially, and it has for me. When I got into this, I learned so much. It taught me so much, and it expanded other areas in me to understand growing my wealth, getting in business, trying to get in business adventures, moving out, knowing how to invest my money. Why should I be investing? All that thing, and believing in the process, right? And just in a short few years, right, my life has totally changed, and my family's life has totally changed. So that's why I'm passionate about bringing it, because I'm a true example of it. So please follow what I'm trying to tell you. You know, if you got in some questions and you dispute it, hit me back. We'll get in a debate about it, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Some people hit me back this. I said no problem, but I can hit you back with this, right? Because I'm all about case. Everything I do about credit repair is about how does the court view it? How can we really, and is it deemed illegal or impractical, unethical, immoral, whatever? That's what I'm looking at, right? So when I bring y'all this information, so let's get into it. That was a long little intro. I appreciate y'all for coming out. Like, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about, you go to the doctor's office, you see your physician, you leave. All of a sudden, you got insurance, you think everything is good to go. You're not worried, I got insurance, boom. And then 7 months later, maybe you get ready to apply for a credit card, you get denied, you had a high credit score, you didn't have anything negative, and then all of a sudden, you got a medical debt on your collection account. Or you just all of a sudden viewing and you got a medical debt. First, medical debts can't be placed on a credit report for 6 months, 180 days. It states that in the Fair Credit Reporting Act. It states that in the Medical Debt Protection Act. You cannot do that. If a medical debt is from the date of service is put on your credit report before 6 months, right, then it's illegal, and you can get it off. They cannot do that. It's illegal because it's in the Fair Credit Reporting Act. In the Medical Debt Protection Act, it says before they put anything on your credit report, they have to send one more final bill to make sure that you are aware of the bill. One more. That's in the Model Medical Protection Act. That's in my master dispute package, all this stuff. So that's in there. So you got that. It went 7 months. One of the things a lot of people don't realize, and that I'm doing my research, I was tripping on this, that a lot of medical facilities, because staffing, maybe COVID, do not submit medical claims, or they filed it too late, or they entered the wrong medical billing code and the medical claim was denied, and then never resubmitted it in time for the medical bill to be paid. So what does the medical facility? They were negligent, and they knew they were negligent, but they're not going to admit their negligence. So what they're going to do is, this bill wasn't paid, so they're not going to send you a notice and tell you, hey, we didn't file this medical claim in time, or we didn't enter the right medical billing code, and so you need to pay this bill. No, they're going to send it to a collection agency and tell the collection agency to collect on this bill. You're like, I had insurance, I'm not understanding. But we're going to talk about all of that. I'm going to break down a whole lot of stuff to you that's going to blow your mind. So that is one of the things, that's one of the things you need to be looking at, right? So, hold on, I'm just trying to get some more information lined up for you. But you got to be aware of what's going on and what possibly happened and why you received the bill. That's the main thing. The medical facility may not even file your claim, right? So those are some of the issues. Be aware of that. Like, I'm going to lead you something. Be aware of deadlines to submit healthcare claims. They're typically like around 90 days, right? They have 90 days to file. And circle your calendar to ensure that it gets filed. So when you go to the doctor, you need to be making a date. I went to the doctor on this date. You should receive what they call an EOB. It's an explanation of benefits within 60 days of seeing your doctor. If you don't get one, you should assume there's something wrong, right? So I'm going to cover, in some things I researched, they say some providers file a claim within 95 days of a date of service in the absence of a catastrophic event. We're going to talk about some other service, because there's a lot of information, and I'm giving you all this information so you can do your research with your insurance company, ask those questions, right? And there are other insurance companies that have when a medical insurance claim should be filed. I'm going to cover a few. Aetna says 120 days from the date of service. Humana says 180 days for physicians, 90 days for ancillary providers. Those are secondary providers. TRICARE, 12 months from the date of service. United Healthcare, 90 days from the date of service. Kaiser, 6 months from the date of service. Medical Mutual, 12 months from the date of service. Emblem Health, 365 in network and 18 months out of network, right? But you have to dig a little deeper, because every state has what they call a prompt pay status and regulation. Every state, look it up, prompt pay statute and regulation. I'm going to read just some of the big states. California says claims must be paid within 45 days, 45 working days for an HMO, 30 days for other health services plan. Interest occurs at 15% per annual or $15 penalty, whatever is greater, right? You can look this up. This is prompt pay, right? Who's another? Louisiana submit electronics must be paid within 25 days. If not paid within 25 days, the health insurance shall pay to the claimant an additional late payment adjustment equal to 1% of the unpaid balance due each month, right? Let's keep on. Let me find another one. New York, claims must be paid with 45 days and must be paid within 45 days. Interest occurs at a greater at 12% per year or corporate tax rate determined by commission. Fines up to $500 per day. Texas, where I'm at, effective 9/1/03, paper claims to be paid in 45 days, electronic in 30 days. Interest occurs at 18% interest. So these insurance providers have policies and regulations on when they're supposed to be right? When they're supposed to be filing these claims, right? Look it up, see what's going on. Now we're about to dig a little deeper. We just scraping the surface, right? Now we're gonna talk about HIPAA, and then we're gonna get into HIPAA violations, and we're gonna talk about the 18 HIPAA identifiers. I'm gonna read something really powerful to you. HIPAA privacy rules set forth policies to protect all individuals' identifiable health information that is held or transmitted. These are 18 HIPAA identifiers that are considered personally identifiable information. This information can be used to identify, contact, or locate a single person, or can be used with other sources to identify a single individual. When personally identified information is used in conjunction with one's physical or mental health or condition, healthcare, or one's payment for healthcare, it becomes protected health information. Let me read something else to you. It is not only past and current healthcare information that is considered protected health information under HIPAA rules, but also future information about medical conditions or physical or mental health related to the provisions of healthcare or payment of care, right? The protected health information is any form including physical records, electronic record, or spoken information, right? So let's talk about what are the 18 identifiers. Your name is number one. Address is number two. All geographical subdivisions smaller than state, including street addresses, city, county, and zip codes. Number three, all elements except years of date related to an individual, including birth dates, admission dates, discharge dates, date of death, right? Something else, telephone numbers, protected one of your 18 identifiers, fax numbers, email address, social security numbers, medical record numbers, health plan beneficiary numbers, account numbers, certificate or license numbers, vehicle identifier and serial numbers, including license plate number, device identifiers. You got a device and a serial number. That's your protected health information. It describes the kind of care you're getting. Protected health information. Web URLs, IP addresses, photograph images. Photograph images not only limited to images of the face, any other characteristics that could uniquely identify the individual. Now they didn't broke down other things, so if it didn't cover that, the last one covered, say I'm covering everything. Any other characteristics that could uniquely identify an individual, right? Now let me read this to you. It is communication contain any of these identifiers. If a communication contains any of these identifiers or part of the identifier, such as initial, the data is to considered identifiable, right? To be considered de-identifier, all of the 18 HIPAA identifiers must be removed from the data set. Let me read that again. So somebody say that's not identifiable. Let me read that again to you. To be considered de-identifier, all in capital, all of the 18 HIPAA identifiers must be removed from the data set. This includes all dates such as surgery dates, all invoice recording, and all photographic images. Powerful, right? So now you got to remember these debt collectors are dealing with your HIPAA identifiers to identify you, right? Now, we're going to get into what these debt collectors, and we're going to talk a little bit more about HIPAA violations. I'm just going to cover, there's a lot, but I'm going to cover some. Unauthorized access to protected health information, right? How these debt collectors, how we know they have permission to have any of your healthcare, protected healthcare information. Improper disposal of protected health information. Failure to conduct a risk analysis of protected health information. Failure to implement safeguards to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of protected health information. So let me tell you, this is a strategy to use, right? Because are you protecting my healthcare information, right? So you call the debt collector day one, right? Ask the debt collector, what's their name, right? Is this a recorded line? Yes. So I want to record this line also for my own protection. Start asking them questions about your protected health information. You call day two. Day two, you call. You ask who's answering. You're going to ask for the name, probably a different person that answers the call, because they just got people on call log, and then they're speaking on your healthcare information. You're going to ask them the same question. You got these 18 identifiers, right? Then you're going to call day three, see if you get another person. You're going to ask them the same question. They may say, well, you call this day. Yeah, but I think I wrote some information down wrong. Can you verify this information for me? And you may even want to do a fourth day. So you got 4 people that has your 18 protected identifiers, which is protects your healthcare information. All of them talking about your protected healthcare information. Man, you got their names, you got the information they give you, the date you called them, the time you called them. Now you're going to go attacking, because my protected health information is not protected in this debt facility, and you're going to file a HIPAA violation against these debt collectors. You're going to give names, times, dates, all of that, right? That's what I'm talking about over here. We talk about strategies. And you're going to go and you're going to catch them violating HIPAA. We're going to talk about these HIPAA violations, how much they cost. So let me continue on. Failure to enter into a HIPAA compliance business associated agreement with vendors prior to asset to PHI, right? All of that, they have to have that. That should be in my affidavit. That is in my affidavit, right? I'll put these informations in the affidavit, right? Failure to provide HIPAA training and security awareness training. Mishandling and mismailing protected health information. Texting protected health information. So those are HIPAA violations right there. Right? So let's talk about some of the penalties, because this ain't just suing the credit reporting agency for $1,000, right? We're going to talk about civil penalties and criminal penalties. So let's talk number one, 100 to 50,000 when a violation is attributed to ignorance. Right? Saying, oh, we didn't know. I'm sorry. Well, your ignorance can cost you $50,000. 1,000 to 50,000 when a violations occur despite reasonable diligence, right? 10,000 to 50,000 when a violation is attributed to willful neglect but is corrected within 30 days. 50,000 max per violation when a violations occur due to the willful neglect and is not corrected within 30 days. That's the civil penalties. Now let's talk about criminal penalties. 50,000 plus up to 1 year jail time if a violation occurs when someone knowingly disclosed public health information knowingly. 100,000 plus 5 years of jail time if violations occur under false pretenses. $250,000 plus up to 10 years of jail time if a violation is committed for personal gain, selling of protected health information. Right? So that's the penalties, right? So what should you do? Let's get into what you do. I told you one strategy, calling them and seeing how many people can talk to you about your protected health information. How many different people? It's all about strategies when you're dealing with all these people, right? There's other areas to attack. Just don't have to be with the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Debt Collection Practice. They don't talk about none of this, right? You got to dig. Digging for credit repair is digging, right? So you're going to send an affidavit. Give you a couple things that I put in my affidavit. I put the collection company name, and I'm going to use, say, LVNV. LVNV on account number blank with LVN funding to establish a validation ownership of debt. In addition, establish your legal right to collect my medical billing information and demand payment since you're reporting this debt on my credit report. Next section, I say LVN funding, that he/she is an officer of LVN funding, and that as an officer agent of LVN funding has the authority to execute this affidavit on behalf of LVN funding and to be binded the company and individual to its provision. Next section, collection LVN funding understand all laws regarding the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act in accordance with 15 USC 1692G, the Fair Billing Act, your state Debt Collection Practice Act. And I want to say you need to read up on what your state debt, your Fair Debt Collection Practice Acts in your state. You may learn something, right? That may help you on your journey getting these things removed. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, Section 623, 1681, S2B and S3. The HIPAA Privacy Rule, which is the Health Insurance Probability and Accountability Act, 45 CRF, Part 160, 162, and 164, and the Model Medical Debt Protection Act. Number 4 section, if a debt collector for a healthcare provider violates the laws, the patient would have a private right of action under the State Unfair and Deceptive Act and Practices, which is the UDAP law, with any associated damages. Then there's some other things I put in there, but these are the main things that need to be. And then I put LVN funding. Have you entered into a HIPAA compliance business associated agreement with the creditor prior to giving to protected health information? I'm asking all that, and the reason I say that to let them know I'm not dumb. I know you're supposed to have all this stuff before you be doing it, right? And I'm gonna talk to them about the people that have my access to my protected health information, right? My affidavit is 2 pages long, 2 pages where I go after them. But just say then after you do that, oh man, I'm just hitting stuff because I'm getting excited over here. After you sent that, and now you're gonna send. When you're sending that, you also gonna look at that credit report and make sure it's being filed right. Let me give you some more nuggets. The name of the medical facility could be considered protected health information, meaning you went to a rehabilitation center and they put on your credit report John Deere Rehabilitation. They've already disclosed your healthcare your protected healthcare information. You know how many people have access to that? Anybody that does a soft pull got access to that. Anytime you file do credit, got access to that. all these people got access to your public health information that the credit bureau is violating, right? What they should be doing is abbreviating it to make it difficult for people to understand what it is, right? They cannot put the whole name in there. Rehabilitation center, drug and alcohol center. Anything that could tell what you went to the doctor for is considered public health information. And they're reporting it on your credit report with people that they sell out there. That's why you get these letters for trying to get you to apply for credit. Man, I'm telling you, I was digging on this, and every time I was like, whoa, man, these people violating you left and right. So even the name does that. So you need to really say, hey, you need to be bringing that to their attention. Look at your credit report. Look, is everything in there in your name? Do they have the original creditor name? If they don't, violation. Metro 2 says it needs. I don't know where this debt's coming from. You trying to collect on a debt? I have no clue. I never signed anything with LVMV funding. And then I got on my credit report, I owe LVMV funding. Come on, we got to think about that. Regional creditor name. You're going to look on there. Is it a collection account? Does it have the account number? What's the open date? The open date is the date that it was received in the office. It had to be received in the office after 6 months. After 6 months, if that's received in their office before the 6-month mark, that before they could even send it to a credit, there's another violation. Now, and then you're going to go down, you're going to look down, it's going to say collection account, it's going to have the amount, and then it's going to have date of last activity. If the date of last activity is not the same as the open date, that's something wrong. There was never any activity. You never made a payment. You never missed a payment, and the balance never increased. Those 3 reasons is why the date of activity changes, right? So it's never changed. So if the dates are different, that's another issue, right? Because the date can't be, it has to be the same as when it entered into the office because there was no other activity, right? There should not be a date of last payment. You never made a payment on it. How can they put a date of last payment? It can't be any information in the 2-year payment history because you don't have any payment history with them. You never agreed to any kind of payment arrangement with them. So it's only a few things that need to be in there for a debt collection. When it's not, that's wrong. You send your dispute in. But again, dispute the most grievous thing. Don't put 5 disputes in there. Don't give the credit bureaus too much information that they can't put it on an ACDV form, automated consumer dispute verification form, right? Because it's too much. Give them that. It doesn't have the original creditor name. And on your credit report, say you need to identify this Metro 2 violation on the ACDV form, which is transmitted through eOscar to the original creditor. So when you get a verified, you got the letter that said, I know how this process works. I know they should have entered it on the ACDV form. And then I get a verification that it's been verified as accurate. And then you're going to also, after you get that, because you sent your affidavit in, they don't want to remove it. You sent your dispute in, they don't want to move it. Then you're going to hit them back with a direct dispute. And you're going to line out every dispute in that letter. That's the one you're going to put every dispute in. And then when you put every dispute in that letter, right, you're going to also, it is required to you to respond to my dispute. This is a direct dispute on inaccurate information that you are reporting. You are reporting in section 623 B, 623 S2B. It is your responsibility as the data furnisher to report accurate information. And I am showing you that you are not reporting accurate information, and I've got a response from the credit bureau verifying that you could be sued under section 623 for not reporting accurate information. And when you bring that to their attention, you will raise some eyebrows, right? You will raise those eyebrows. See what I'm saying? I'm bringing you all the nuggets. See, everybody else gonna give you a bits of it and then send you on your way thinking, oh, what should I do? But those are the steps you need to take, right? And then you're gonna wait for their response. Now, mind you, you sending this stuff off verified mail. You got the dates they received it. You got all of that stuff. You building a file on these jokers, right? Because we got to quit letting them get away with the stuff that they be doing. Like, we're going to start putting some money in our pocket, take that money, sue them, get you that, and then go invest it, make you some money, right? So now you got all of this stuff. And then you're going to do a method of verification to the credit bureau. This seems like a lot, but it's worth it because the money you're losing every day with bad credit is more than worth it. And you're going to send a verification back, say, you verify, how did you verify this debt? Did you submit this information on my original dispute on the ACDV form, right? Or did you actually even send the ACDV form, right? Because I got a verification. And then you're going to send that verification letter on your second, when you send it to the credit bureau, you're going to send that letter saying that information was verified. So check this out. You got all these inaccuracies. You got the letter from the credit bureau saying it's been verified as accurate. You're going to send that to them and you're going to say, how is all this stuff verified as accurate? You're going to break it down to them from all three credit bureaus, because more nuggets. When they send or dispute, when you dispute, they modify, change. If it's any modification, so if the credit bureau say they updated your information, that means they modified it. And anytime you modify information, they're supposed to send carbon copies to every single credit bureau and everybody affiliated with that account that they do share information with. So now you coming back at the credit, you coming back at the original credit with all this information, and I got a letter from you. Verify. How do you verify all these inaccuracies? That's the power, right? That's what I'm telling you. On this channel, man, we dig, right? We dig for information. See, people be thinking I'm just feeding them, man, but I'm feeding you. I'm feeding you to be full. I ain't leaving you on a half full stomach. I'm leaving you full. And I got your mind turning, right? Really looking at your credit report, looking at all the strategies, right? Now, let's just say let's skip that. You done that, right? Because you're probably gonna get it. You're gonna get it removed. If you do all that, you're gonna get it removed. You're gonna hit them with you violate my protected health information. You violated my 18 identifiers. You identifying my health care, all of that. But just say they bold enough and they gonna send you a summons, right? Let me give you some steps on what you should do, right? And this is things that I've been researching that say what happens if you get a medical debt? The first thing it says, file a written response to a lawsuit ASAP. If you fail to respond to writing the clerk of the court within 30 days of receiving a summons, the bill collection will obtain a default judgment and begin garnishment procedures. If they rely garnishments in your state, you have to reply. Don't let them jokers scare you. Let me give you another statistic. 98% of people that go to court don't go to court, and 98% are default judgments. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you had a $10,000 credit card and you went to court. You better go to court. You don't even know if that collection company has all the information. It don't make a difference if you use that card, spent the money on that card. None of that matters when you go to court. What matters is, do they have a right to collect this debt from you? How did they purchase that debt? Was it sold to multiple debt collections? Has the chain of custody been broken because all the information from the original credit to the first debt collector to the second debt collector to the third debt, all that information moved with every place, whatever collection company? There's so many things you got to understand. So you get you a lawyer. If it's to get you a lawyer and you do your homework, don't let the lawyer just do his. You start doing your homework on things. So they're not reporting it right. There's so many things that you can go after them for, right? So dig deep. Okay, after you got that, you got the summons. Obtain a copy of the provider's agreement between your doctor and the insurance company. Your insurance company should provide a copy. Your provider agreement requires the doctor to file a claim in a timely manner. Use the correct billing code, and if the doctor does not do this, they prohibit the doctor from billing a patient. Right? Again, they may enter the wrong billing code. They may make that neglect, but they're not going to tell you. They just going to try to pass the buck on to you. If the provider requires a doctor to file a medical claim correctly, provide a copy of the agreement to the court. So if they didn't file it and the insurance say, well, they didn't file it properly, they didn't file it in time, you're going to use that information in court. Dig. Because there's a reason why the insurance didn't pay for the claim or approve the claim. File a medical claim with your health care insurance even if the claim is late. If they deny the coverage because the claim is untimely, appeal the coverage denial. If in life, this is what I read, and they really wrote off me. In life, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. I like that terminology. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. They want to be oh, no problem. I'm about to add some oil to that because I want you to move a little bit faster, right? So that's all that. And then if you realize all that, now you have leverage. I'm telling you, I'm all about leverage. Now you can negotiate or even get them to say, you know what, we're going to take care of the bill. You don't have to pay it, right? Obtain a copy of the late claim file from the insurance company and a copy of the coverage denial letter. You need to have all that stuff when you're going into the courtroom, right? That's everything. And I hope I didn't miss nothing, but I covered a whole lot. Listen. When you're dealing with these medical debts, pay attention. Look at your 18 identifiers. You ain't got to believe me. Go look it up. Go look it up. Test me. I'm telling you real deal stuff, right? And on payments, and call these collection agencies, right? See how many people you get that can tell your protected health information. Look at your credit report. Did you go somewhere that would describe the type of treatment you got? And they didn't put out the whole name, they didn't abbreviate it. Man, they got everybody looking at your protected health information. Think about it, right? Think about it. But anyway, I hope that I gave y'all some powerful information today. It's Sunday. After this video, I'm going to do some editing. I'm going to go to church and praise the Lord, and I'm going to be on it. And then I'll be back because we're going to have a live today. We're doing live today. Probably later on this evening, but I'm gonna get this video posted. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, all y'all new subscribers. Share the channel. Hit the thumbs up. Man, give me some love. He doing the work for us. Let's give him some love and shoot that thumbs up, the like. Because more you like this video, the more it gets shared, right? The bigger this channel grows, the more information gets put in and disseminated. Things that we can learn, things that I can learn. We got to know what to do. Let's grow this channel because this channel is worth growing because I'm giving y'all real information, right? Don't just look at it and we got to help each other, man. That's the whole problem. We don't like helping. That's why I'm so passionate because I love helping y'all. I love it. I want to see success with y'all. I want to see y'all driving Lambos, so that hanging out, eating good food, going. I want to see that. And we should want that for everybody. We should want that. We cannot grow unless we disseminate information to help others grow, right? So I'm all about trying to help y'all, man. And I'm keeping it real with y'all. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for everything y'all do. And this channel growing is all blessings of you, right? So my part is to continue to bring you this information because you deserve good information. But hey, this is Larry with Invest and Build Your Credit and Wealth, and I'm out.